Welcome to Television Sydney News. I'm Gemma Seymour. It's great to have you with us. In this week's bulletin, the Great Gatsby filming heads out west, graffiti mural tributes for a stabbing victim, and a martial arts champion named as Mr Australia. But first, a 2-year-old boy has died in hospital 2 weeks after he was found floating face down in a backyard pool in Aydes. Police say the boy's mother found him unconscious in an unfenced portable pool on Thursday, December the 1st. The boy remained on life support at Sydney Children's Hospital at Randwick until Sunday afternoon, but died just before 1 p.m. yesterday. Health authorities are also warning parents about the dangers of inflatable pools, and Kelly Wilson from Sydney Children's Hospital Trauma Service said drowning is a leading cause of death in children under the age of 5. She is urging parents to learn basic CPR and supervise their children at all times. Angry residents and historians have joined forces to try to stop a 6-lane road going through the grounds of a century-old former church at Holden Park. The Roads and Maritime Service plans to upgrade Richmond Road, expanding it from 2 lanes to 6. Included in the plan is a new intersection at Grange Road, the site of the restored church, which was once St Andrew's Presbyterian and now a cafe. Owner Rochelle DeMarco said the new road would be just 3 metres from the church's front door. Riverstone and Mount Druitt historical societies have backed her objections. Graffiti and candles remain at a skate park in St Clair for the time being as a makeshift memorial for 15-year-old Hayden Burns, who was fatally stabbed in Minchinbury earlier this month. Penrith City Council Mayor Greg Davies said he understood the grief being expressed by the teenagers, but eventually the park and signage would have to be cleaned up, which is in line with the council's anti-graffiti policy.
It is unsafe because apart from anything else there's candle wax in it, and we want to get the fence taken away and open the skateboard park up again for the kids to use. But we can't do that unfortunately in the state that it's in now. Councillor
Davies said they had told some of the teenagers they could approach the council about a lasting memorial for their friend.
We've already asked the kids through the community safety officer that if they want to put a memorial in the form of a mural or something, to approach council. We'll have a look at it and more than likely would give that consideration, but obviously can't have it left like this.
Business owners in Blacktown say the new master plan for the Central Business District favours properties owned by the council over those owned by developers. 6 privately owned office buildings on Main Street will have 4-storey height limits imposed under the plan, while structures up to 16 storeys will be permitted on adjacent and neighbouring council-owned properties. Chamber of Commerce President Elias Kinnis is opposed to the plan and said the CBD height limit should be 30 storeys. The CBD master plan proposal is open to submissions until January 27. Badgerys Creek residents who have been holding their breath to have restrictions on developments in the area lifted will have to wait until next year. Almost 4 years after plans for an airport in the suburb were scrapped, local developments still need double glazing and insulation. The federal government has told Liverpool Council it will not remove the planning restrictions until a study for the site is completed, and that study, originally due last July, has been pushed back to early next year. Holden Park residents have been waiting about 10 years for work to begin on Browns Farm Reserve, and while some are pleased that the development is finally underway, one family is disappointed. The $5.5 million works will include a sports amenity building, multi-purpose sports fields, courts, cycle paths and children's playgrounds. Kelly Liang, who lives opposite, doesn't want the sports facilities because she fears they will attract the wrong people. Penrith security company Nepean Regional Security is guarding the set of Baz Luhrmann's latest movie, The Great Gatsby, while filming takes place not far from Penrith. Managing Director Gina Field says the jobs mean she can put more staff on and give her casuals more hours. She says the film is good for the Western Sydney economy, with other local suppliers also being engaged. It's not the first time her business has guarded a film set, which she said required her to be flexible.
You've got to be able to move quickly, you've got to be able to supply personnel very quickly, and you've got to be able to move locations and have good communication with your staff and be able to move them to the location that you need to very quickly due to weather or a change in the director. He may have a change of heart and say, no, I want it from this direction and I want it in front of this tree. So we have to move very quickly with that, which is very interesting.
As for the set's location, it's proving to be a well-kept secret.
Nobody really knows that it's happening around this area. What I can say that it is in a location not far from Penrith, but I don't think anybody knows. And you'd be very, very surprised, as I've said to people, how many movies do get filmed out around this area that nobody knows about.
A Skytrain from Bella Vista to Rouse Hill has been announced as part of the North West Rail Link project. 4 kilometres of the line will be built above ground, while the other 19 kilometres will be in tunnels. Transport Minister Gladys Berejiklian says the main advantage of the Skytrain is that roads won't need to be torn up. Premier Barry O'Farrell says the rail link will be as important to Sydney as the Harbour Bridge was. Christmas will come early for stranded North St Mary's commuters when their bus service returns next week after a 2-year absence. Services will begin on the West Bus 782E route next Wednesday. The interim service will run between St Mary's and Warrington stations, where it will connect with another service to Penrith via Cambridge Park. The full 782 route between Penrith and St Mary's via North St Mary's will be reinstated mid-next year. The opening of the new Riverbank Drive Bridge at the Ponds has provided residents of the Kalina estate with long-awaited easy access to schools and shops. Residents have spent years lobbying for the bridge connection, which gives them much improved vehicle and pedestrian access to the rest of the Ponds and takes several kilometres off each trip to and from schools. The bridge was opened by Blacktown Mayor Alan Pendleton and Riverstone MP Kevin Connolly on Thursday. Dharawal National Park on Sydney's southern fringe will be proclaimed over the holiday period. Premier Barry O'Farrell said he expected the official gazettal to take place in early to mid-January. Mr O'Farrell says the national park status will ensure the area's unique flora, fauna and Aboriginal artefacts are preserved for future generations. The Greater Western Sydney Giants and the University of Western Sydney announced details of their new partnership on Wednesday. The club's NEAFL team will take to the field next year under the name of the GWS Giants, a first in the game. The GWS Giants will play in the curtain raiser to the first match of next year's AFL Premiership season between the GWS Giants and the Sydney Swans at ANZ Stadium on March 24. UWS Vice-Chancellor Professor Janice Reid, GWS coach Kevin Sheedy and players James McDonald and Dylan Shield announced the plans at the university's Parramatta campus. Kevin Sheedy presented the UWS Giants jumpers to the Vice-Chancellor. Sheedy said it was all about making connections in the community.
This opportunity, bridge building opportunity, I see is a gift to each other, from the university to the AFL, particularly the Giants, a definite gift. We have an opportunity to connect with the 400 schools, to connect with the university students that will not know a lot about AFL, which is another dance, another game, whatever you want. And we can have that opportunity and take it to whatever level we want to.
The naming of the UWS Giants NEAFL team is part of a broader partnership between UWS and the AFL's newest club. They'll work together on a number of initiatives in areas such as education and health. Castle Hill go-karter Piers Liang recorded 2 top 5 finishes in the United Arab Emirates last month to help Australia win the Nations Cup in the Rotax Max Challenge Grand Final. The 16-year-old finished Heat 1 in 4th place and Heat 2 in 2nd. A crash in the 3rd heat ended Pierce's chances of a podium finish, but his efforts were enough to help Australia win the challenge event overall. Pierce plans to compete on the European racing circuit again next year. Olivia Taro, the young pin-up girl of Australia's Commonwealth Games team, is working out of her new home base in the Sutherland Shire as she tries to qualify for the London Olympic Games. Taro hopes to tackle her first competition hit out in almost a year at the Sydney Olympic Park Athletic Centre this weekend. Since the Commonwealth Games in Delhi last year, Taro has been dogged by drama on and off the track, including injury problems, but she has recently gained a group of supporters, including cricketer Tim Freeburn and former rugby league star Jason Stevens. A West Hoxton martial arts champion has been named Mr Australia at a national bodybuilding competition. Great Liang, who made the transition from martial arts to bodybuilding just 3 years ago, won the Mr Australia title in the under 70 kilograms at Club Marconi. It was the first major bodybuilding meet for the 24-year-old, and he says he wasn't expecting to win.
It was my first year of competition, 3 years prep for the actual competition, and I never thought I'll actually win the Mr Australia title. It was just I don't know, like a little kid's dream come true. Like, I could never believe that, that I'll actually win a big major title. I just thought I'll go in there and do my best, and I actually won it. So it just goes to show that hard work and dedication always pays off.
Liang, who holds a black belt, is also a 4-time world champion in martial arts and Muay Thai. He says taking up bodybuilding was about finding a new challenge.
Just a new passion. I won world championships in both martial arts and Muay Thai, and that's when I made the transition to bodybuilding, just to find another challenge.
As for the future, Leon hasn't ruled out making a switch to boxing or any other sport.
I'll probably just stay with the bodybuilding for now. We'll see how the body can handle it, and might find another challenge in the future.
And that's all the news we have time for today. For more information on any of these stories, visit tvs.org.au or pick up your local Fairfax newspaper. We hope you have a safe and Merry Christmas, and we'll see you when we return in February.